I make $400 an hour living in my parents' basement. No, I actually don't live in my parents' basement, but I do make $400 an hour. Now, the way I do that is one simple thing, and it's sales. Now, I'm really good at sales, and the way I'm really good at sales is not because I'm excellent at objection handling, excellent at all that stuff. That skill is fine, but I know how to manage my time, right? My time is worth $400 an hour, so don't waste it. And without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into the video and show you guys how you can be making $400 an hour from your fucking office, from your chair, from wherever. I'm literally sitting in a chair, chilling right now. The same chair I used to make 30 grand in a month in my agency. So without further ado, let's just hop into the video. Boom. So if you guys were looking for the proof, boom, 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 cash collected per call. All right, guys, I lied. It was $350, 35 cents. Hope you guys are okay with me lying and being an absolute fucking crazy clickbaiter here, but $400 just sounded a lot better, to be honest. But yeah, I worked 70 hours in February, and I worked about 50 hours a week in March. I also do other stuff in the agency, so that's why, right? So if you are in sales or do the sales process of your agency, the number one thing you should be doing that bought me back at least 15 hours a week was just disqualifying more. Now, this doesn't mean only taking layup sales. It's not your job as a sales guy, but I really took about 2 calls per day in March. It's not that much. I mean, that takes about 3 hours, right, with prep time included and everything like that. 60% of leads are automatic disqualifications for me, right? I know even some companies that literally disqualify 80 to 90% of the leads. It's fine, guys. Like, you're never going to disqualify too much. The only thing you're going to do is hop on calls, take 10 hours of your day, and maybe 5 people are absolutely fucking brokies and 2 to 3 make money, right? What we can do is we can just take those 5 people, take them off the map, so you only waste a 5 or 10 minute phone call as opposed to hours and hours of your time trying to go through financial loops and everything like that, trying to see if they can get accredited from a loan shark, right? The way I do this is through 2 qualifications on the set call. I do full cycle sales at my business, right? General qualification is number 1. So what do I mean by general qualification? Well, it's not really a quantitative measure, such as that they may hop on the call and they might say, oh, I'm doing 4 or 5 lawns, right? If I'm in the landscaping niche. Or maybe if you're in a roofing niche, let's just say like, oh, I do like a roof a month here and there. It's kind of a thing on the side that I do while working my full-time job and I don't really want to take it full-time. Well, there's no reason to hop on a call with them, right? Same thing for me. If they're doing 4 or 5 lawns, if they're making a couple $100 a week and they don't really, this is something to do on the side that they maybe want to take full-time in the future, there's no reason to hop on a call with them, right? And this is about half the people that come to me automatically. The extra 10 to 20%, sometimes I DQ 70%. That straight up just comes from me not wanting to hop on a call with them. If they don't seem like they're willing to invest in themselves, if they don't seem like all these things, if I ask them, are they willing to invest, and they're saying no, then that's that, right? Go somewhere else. I'm not going to help you for free, right? And so general qualification just means like use your insight, right? I've been in this industry for a long time, so I understand when someone is in the position where marketing would even make sense, right? If someone's not even making $1,000 or 2 a month, what does it make sense to have them market? Invest every single dollar into marketing when they don't even know how to do majority of the jobs, right? Or if they just know a low ticket service, cutting a lawn's not going to do it. Running an ad just to cut a lawn, 40 or 50 bucks, that's not going to do it, right? So I only take on people that have the ability to do at least $1,000 or more per ticket of their job. That's one thing. A second thing is I'm not taking on people that are doing this on the side, right? There's many just instant qualifications I do. I'm going to downsell them on a website, which I'll get into later, right? So that's the first thing, is just general qualification. The second thing is just ad budget qualification, guys. My guys are spending it, at least almost $1,000 a month on ad budget, right? Alone, not including me or anything like that. So if they're not prepared for $1,000 a month, they probably shouldn't be hopping on a call with me, right? I'm not saying that they need to have their money ready for me to hop on the call, but what I am saying is that if they do see value and see that it would fix my problem and take them from A to B, then they better be damn willing to invest in that, right? So I just ask a simple question. I go, are you familiar with ad budget, right? And they say yes or no. Let's just say they said no. Oh, well, ad budget, imagine that your marketing system is your car and the ad budget is the fuel to the car, the gasoline, right? And so for the car to move, for the car to go from A to B, you need to put gas into it. Now, what we have for the ad budget is we're spending about $30 a day, right? That's what some of my clients, majority of my clients start with, right? $30 a day comes out to around $900 a month, right? If you are to get X, Y, Z results, whatever I talked about them with the discovery, I do a little bit of discovery, right? Let's just say they said they wanted to get the 10K per month. Are you willing to invest $30 a day into advertisements, right? $900 a month if you were able to potentially get and, to that 10K per month mark, right? And so by that question, I can generally judge. They seem super apprehensive, right? Does it seem like I'm speaking a different language when I say $900 a month, right? Or does it seem like they're kind of, either, yeah, makes sense to me, or back and forth for a little bit, and then they understand? That's fine, right? I'm not, guys, I'm not here to only have lay down sales. It's not what I'm here to do. However, I am here to value my time. And if someone's completely apprehensive from investing into themselves, then I'm not going to hop on a call with them, right? There's a quote I use with my closer, and pretty much everybody I'm teaching, right? You can lead a horse to water, but not if you're in Chicago. Now, I know there's like a lake in Chicago, so it's probably a dumb quote. I'm probably going to change that to Wyoming, right? But anyway, right? If the water's far, right? If you have to, travel across and part the Red Sea to get to a close, right? It's just not worth your time, right? Because there's people who have money and are willing to invest themselves. You can hop on a call, just make sure they see the value in it, and you can close them. So I do two forms of qualifications, and honestly, I would say about 65% of my leads typically get auto DQ'd, right? If I have 10 leads come through a day, I'm taking about 3 calls max, right? If I have 8 leads come through, it's probably going to be like 2 or 3, right? More like 2. If I have 6 that come through, dude, I might be taking 1 or 2 calls, right? I could have 6 leads come through and take 1 call from that. It happens a good amount of time. So that's the first and most important thing. Now you're only hopping on calls with qualified people and stuff like that. So let's take it to the call now. How do we make more cash collected on the call? Well, guys, it's a very simple formula, right? Collect cash on every fucking call. I don't know why more people don't do this. Rick Ross says that if he goes to do a show, if someone's got 75, he's going for 75. He's going to tell the price it is, and if they need to do less, that they need to do less, right? Now, I'm not saying to drop your price because it's completely different in marketing. I'm not dropping my price. I hope you don't, right? But I'm always going to go for the highest thing I have. The highest offer we have is a paid in full 3-month term. I'm going to go for that. The second thing we have is a retainer month by month. If they cannot possibly ever feasibly get through the PIF, if I go through every objection handle I have on slot and the PIF is the last thing, right? I've literally had it where I was going back and forth for like an hour with somebody about the PIF. And then they said they wanted to do month by month, and that's the only thing different between me and another company, you know? And I just said, hey, dude, let's do the retainer then. Why don't we do that? And they're like, okay, makes sense to me. Let's do it. Paid, right, on that call, $1,500 on that call, right? If they're not willing to do either of those two things, well, can I get a deposit, right? Can I secure their spot? Can I secure their commitment to changing themselves and getting a better marketing system so they can get more jobs, right? If I can, I'll try it. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy to have $350 collected per call if you have some 3 or 4K closes, some 1K closes, right? And even minimally, right, $300, $400 right here from the deposit, right? Another thing on top of that is the websites, right? I have a downsell. I have every sell. I have a PIF. I have a month by month. I have a deposit. I have a downsell. I'm collecting cash on 90% of the calls I hop on, even if it's 50 fucking dollars. I don't care. If I hop on a call, I'm getting cash, right? And even the websites, it's recurring revenue. So now I'm building recurring revenue, right? I make a couple $1,000s a month off of websites just chilling autopilot. My business does. So not me, but me and my partner split that half and half. Takes a pretty penny off, but by God, we're making money off of nothing, right? I mean, it takes about 20 minutes a week, maybe. I'm really exaggerating there, but I don't want my clients to get mad at me. But thing after that is booking a meeting for a meeting. Now, if they're not able to close on any of these things, I'm going to instantly booking them into the next slot. However, if I notice someone's way too far from the sale, I might just let them go and just ghost them. I don't even care. I'll ghost that lead, right? I won't show up to that follow-up call. If I think they're completely out of the windwork and they don't text me like, hey, I'm here, then I just won't hop on the call, right? Pretty simple strategy. Now, I've had people that I've booked meetings with that didn't close on the first call that did close. And it's all about just making sure that you're hopping on with the right people. If I know someone was super, super close, I'm going to book a call with them and I'm going to be ready for the next call, right? If I know someone was pretty fucking far and they were probably just, a shy bone in their body away from saying no, it's just fine. I'll let it go. I'm not going to waste any more time, right? Third thing that kind of leads into what I just said is the hot leads are the priority. Some people will say no, and that's perfectly fine, right? I don't care if people say no. You know why? Because that saves me about an extra couple hours of following up and sending them case studies and sending them texts, hopping up on follow-up calls to explain to them why my thing is priced how it is, right? It's just not worth my time. Now, if we prioritize leads that are super close to closing, or maybe I made really good rapport, really good this, or just a little bit of some delay, hey, I might call them up and say, hey, Jeff, how's your day going, man? Yeah, I just had a new opportunity come across my desk. I figured that it was worth looking at for you. We were doing some AI stuff. It's pretty fucking sick. I know we were kind of, XYZ. Like, how's that been going for you? Okay, you haven't tried. Well, the number one thing for you is just the money. So we might be able to actually get you a new qualification for the money. I'm going to talk to my team financially, see what we can do, but we can hop on a call in the meantime and see the new opportunity, so then we can figure out how we can financially make this acceptable for you, right? Does that sound okay? So we're going to be able to do that too, right? If you target hot leads in your pipeline, like let's just say there's 20 people that didn't close in a month. Well, probably 5 of them are very fucking close. Take those top 5 and just instantly target them, and you'll make way more money because you can get them to leave. You can get them on a little retainer, right? You might be able to get them on a little website, right? If I get of those 5, if I get one on a retainer, right, that's worth money. If they stay on the retainer for a couple months, that's a couple grand in my pocket, literally just from calling a hot lead. It's not that much work, guys. So those are my 3 main tips. Now the bonus tip is in June, right? This month, I'm making a decent amount of money from just like automatic retainers, people that are paying again for a service they already like. So if you can get these people back on and just get them on retainer, you can make chill money. I make a couple $1,000s a month from websites, a couple thousand, just from that, right? I make money from retainers, right? Just people staying on my marketing thing. And that's how I make a lot of money is I just have people staying with me and I prioritize the people that are ready to invest in themselves. So biggest takeaways here is have less meetings, have more meetings. On every single meeting you're on, your goal should be to collecting cash, even if it's a fucking dollar. I don't care. Collect cash. Then the only follow-ups you're booking are the important ones. The only leads you're prioritizing are the hot ones, right? The ones that are in a pretty good spot. Leave the cold ones to someone else, or just if you're an agency owner like myself, just kind of ghost them, dude. Just understand some people say no. This will save you so much time. You're literally only talking to people who will buy from you or are very fucking close to. And that's the way I went from working 70 hours a week, making a lot less per hour, to working less hours and making a ton more money. So that's how I can scale my business. When I hire an employee, bro, I'm going to be, more employees because I already have one. But when I hire more employees, I'm going to be making hella more money, right? It's all about scaling and doing things at scale. Do the smartest thing. If you're going to be a future CEO, should you be spending time talking to people that are so fucking dead broke that you can't get anything out of them? No. You shouldn't be doing things for free. You shouldn't be trying to prove yourself to these people because you have a business that's fucking legit. And these simple 3 tips literally made me so much more money and I work way less. So if you guys take these tips and apply them yourself, you're going to be working way less, probably running a chill ass agency that just makes bread, you know? So that's the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed the value I dropped. I do have a mentorship, guys, to teach you how to make $350 per call, $350 per hour, because a call's about an hour, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It is free. I have nothing to sell you. I sell all day. I'm tired of selling. I don't want to sell it even. It's 2-on-1 mentorship. It's pretty sick. We'll teach you how to do marketing, service delivery. I obviously do the sales, if you couldn't tell. Just guys trying to make their first 10 bands or 20 bands a month, hop in. It is free. Worst case scenario, you get some free sauce. Best case scenario, scale to 10 or 20K. That's all I really have, guys. I hope you all enjoyed and have a great rest of your day. Peace.